Good day, everyone. Welcome to our subject, persons and family relations. First things first, I would like to introduce myself. I am Attorney Janse Lovan P. Tumanda. I am your professor in this subject. I graduated from the University of Cebu College of Law on the year 2012. I took the bar examination on the same year, and luckily, I passed the same. Presently, I am affiliated with Villas Lagang and Tumanda Law Offices with office address located at second floor, Pons Garcia Building, CPG Avenue, Tagbilaran City. I am engaged in private practice and handle civil and criminal cases. In this video, I am going to give you an overview on the subject persons and family relations. Now, persons and family relations is composed of two major topics. First, we have persons. Second, we have family relations. When we speak of persons, we may referring to either natural persons or juridical persons. These are covered under the provisions of Articles 1 to 46 of the New Civil Code. Secondly, when we speak of family relations, we are referring to the provisions of the Family Code. Here, we are going to talk about marriages. Perhaps some of you are already married or are still planning to get married. Hence, we can all relate to this topic. First, we are going to discuss the requisites of a valid marriage. When we speak of requisites of a valid marriage, we are referring to the essential and formal requisites of marriage. First, we have the essential requisites of marriage, which is the legal capacity of the parties, who must be a man and a woman. Hence, under the existing law, same sex marriage is not allowed. Second requisite of marriage is the consent freely given by the contracting parties. Therefore, any vitiation of consent, may it be violence or intimidation or undue influence, will invalidate the marriage. Now, the formal requisites of marriage, we have three. First, we have the valid marriage license. This is applied by the contracting parties before the local civil registrar. Second formal requisite is the authority of the solemnizing officer. And third, we have the presence or the marriage celebration, which must be attended physically by the contracting parties with the presence of two witnesses of legal age. Also, we are going to delve with the defective marriages. We have void marriages and voidable marriages. When we say void marriages, this refers to the absence of any of the requisites, may it be formal or essential requisite. Therefore, if one of the contracting parties is below the age of 18, which is the legal age under Philippine law, the marriage is void. Now, when we speak of voidable marriages, this refers generally to a marriage wherein the consent of one of the contracting parties is vitiated either by force or intimidation. Now, in our discussion with defective marriages, we will also discuss the remedies available to the aggrieved parties. We have first, declaration of nullity of marriage. Declaration of nullity of marriage is the remedy if the marriage is void. As I've said, when you say void marriage, one of the essential or formal requisites is absent. There is a special kind of a void marriage under Article 36 of the Family Code. which is void marriage by reason of the psychological incapacity of either party to perform their marital obligations. I believe this provision is one of the most abused provision in the family code, since most of the marriages being most of the declaration of nullity of marriages filed in court are based on Article 36 of the family code. Now, when we speak of annulment, this is the remedy if the marriage is voidable. When we say voidable, it is caused by the vitiation of consent of the either party. And the third remedy is what we call as legal separation. Legal separation is the separation of bed and board, meaning to say parties are allowed to separate physically, but the marriage bond is not severed. It is still intact. So either of the parties cannot remarry. We will also discuss on the property relations between the spouses. We have the absolute community of property, the conjugal partnership of gains, the regime of separation of property, and the union without marriage between live-in partners. Likewise, we are going to tackle on paternity and filiation and know who are those children who are classified as legitimate and illegitimate children. We will also discuss on support, which is one of the obligations of the spouses, support to each spouses, as well as support to their common children. Lastly, in this subject, we are going to use primarily as reference the book authored by Justice Edgardo Paras, which is entitled Civil Code of the Philippines 2016 edition. We're going also to examine pertinent decisions of the Supreme Court on the different topics that I've just mentioned. And at the end of this subject, I am going to require you to compile your case digests for your future reference. Finally, there are 4 major exams that you need to pass for this subject, namely preliminary examinations, midterm examination, semifinals, and then final examination. There you have it. I hope that you will enjoy and learn much from this topic. Again, I welcome you all for this subject.